There's no Raylos, no Ray Nobodies. I have, first off, got a new Instagram account. Had some trouble with the old one, and let's put it this way. It was extremely, what the hell? Okay. It was extremely it was the right thing to do to let this one go. There comes a point when you realize that if you fight back against a troll or a bully, they're not going to take out the bully. They're going to take you out. So I have a new account. We'll see how long this lasts. It's at Stephanie at the Cantina. All, I think, lowercase letters. If you'll be able to find me. I'm following Tom Connors and Star Wars and the Star Wars holocron, and you'll be able to find me. I'm not that difficult. Already a couple of my, hey Dave, of my good subscribers have already found me there. So, so if you can't find me there, look for Vader Fanatic, and I'm following him. So there you go. Anyway, so the Galactic Star Cruiser, okay, the reviews are coming in and they're not good. Okay, you've got really bizarre people. I just watched a video today. I'm not going to mention the channel, but I'm literally I'm watching it and I was shocked. Hail Joker voice. And the reason why is because neither of these two people are really Star Wars fans. They're not. They're embarrassing. I mean, the woman, she gets up to the place where they're gonna let them into this dumpster fire, and she goes, "Oh my gosh!" And they're playing Star Wars music, and she's literally like, "I'm gonna pee my pants," and she doesn't know what she's talking about. I mean, they get in there, and they're both enormous. This is the thing that's embarrassing. You go to Europe, and I'm gonna say this: Americans are morbidly obese. I mean, that our country is fat. Okay, so there's something wrong here. Okay, too much, and it's actually, no, it's not too much. It's too lazy. Okay, it's too lazy. That's okay, Joker voice. Well, congratulations, 51, huh? But you're still younger than I am. They're morbidly obese and they just act stupid. And the lady is dressed she looks like she's wearing a brown paper sack, and the guy has eyeglasses on that are either the color of neon lime green or neon yellow, and I can't remember which. I'm not going to go back and look. I don't want to. But they go in and everything's a re for them. Look at this, and look at that. They walk into the bathroom, and this happens 3 times in their little teeny tiny suite. Their little teeny tiny suite. All right. I mean, it's as big as my kitchen island. Okay. And they're like, "Oh my God, it's Death Star lighting." How many times are you going to point that out? Pointing out the embossed tape holding the toilet paper together. Okay, they go on a tour, and the Twi'lek guide, or not Twi'lek, but Rhodian guide is speaking English to them. Oh, that's cool. That's great, Joker. And it's just bad. And then the first thing, they get to the hotel, they get into their basically their morgue slot, which is what the suite is. It's as big as a morgue slot. And then she goes, "Oh, I think it's time. We're gonna go do the buffet lunch. It's that time." If you see this woman, you'd be surprised she could fit into that morgue slot, and her husband. Okay, so they go down there. And the food doesn't look that bad, but there's not a lot of it. I mean, I don't eat a lot. I really don't. So I'm like, I'd probably have a hard time picking out the couple things I want. I'd probably just get a salad and maybe that cheesy bread thing. You know, yeah, it's going to be reskinned. It has to be. So anyway, they go in there, and then, they show the only thing that was cool was the holographic table where they're teaching you basically how to play sabak. I mean, that was cool. All right. Again, there is no windows. There are no windows. You have flat screen TVs, so you think you're flying in space. And interestingly enough, if you're in that galactic cruiser and you're going somewhere, you would probably be in hyperspace. So it'd be nothing but flashing lights going by. It's bad, and they're flat screen TVs, and you can tell they're flat screen. It's just cheap AF. And what was really funny is when she walks in, and she's all excited, and I'm like, that looks like unpainted drywall. And, I mean, what? They weren't ready for anything. This was not thought out. So they go to happy hour, which of course they're dying for, and the drinks don't look bad. But then the first order shows up. And this is where I probably lose my temper. Okay? I would probably lose my temper. And the guy's trying to be funny. I know where the resistance is. I'd have been like, aren't you guys out of uniform? Aren't you guys out of uniform? Aren't you supposed to be Imperial Stormtroopers? I would give him shit. Well, the Joker voice, we'll get to that, okay? We'll get to that. And then they're like, there's so much going on, and I haven't hardly seen any of it, but they're going back in March. Okay, they're going back in March with all the regular paying guests, who I know are going to be like, what the fuck is this? Okay, this just looks, there were rumors of kids getting hurt on this thing before, like when they were beta testing it out with customers. And, oh no, they actually had the Twi'lek singer. She came out, and they were dancing. Line dancing. A fat girl is teaching these people to line dance. I give up. It's like, and of course, you can't cosplay anything you want. All right. They did get to see Chewbacca. I just said, please go find Han and Leia and Luke, bring them back here and fix this place, because it sucks and I'm not coming back. But of course, here's the deal. If you're comped, you're going to say nice things. If you're not comped, and I honestly don't think these people are smart enough to understand that they got screwed over. It's just, it's one thing after another. So, the thumbnail is actually Nathan Hamill's basically comment about the fact that people aren't happy with Galaxy's Edge, and this SJW show's going, Galaxy's Edge, blah blah blah, and he said, now I understand why Star Wars characters self-exile themselves. Okay, really. This is Bob Iger's legacy, and they're going to have to fix it. Okay, no way is anybody like me or you going to spend that much money on this. Well, yeah, they're not, Joker voice. They never comp me. Because I would have told those stormtroopers, you're out of uniform, son. And oh, she talked to an Imperial officer too. No, First Order officer. No, and I said, me trying to respect you is like me trying to respect Saddam Hussein's military in Desert Storm. Okay, all right. After an arc light raid, when they're all running for Kuwait and Saudi Arabia to save them. Okay, no, I'm sorry, I'm not. I can't. I look at him, dude. I really can't take you seriously. You know, I really can't. I mean, if you were an Imperial officer, if you were cosplaying an Imperial officer, I would be a little more in it. All right, I get a little more into it, but because I would just say you're. This is silly fan fiction. This is silly. I can't do this. I mean, I would tear Disney apart. I'd tear. If the hotel manager asked me what I thought, I'd say this is shit. This is a dumpster fire. Okay, this is bad. All right, Kojak, stay out of the kitchen. Good boy. So it's just horrible. Anyway, what else? So we got Nathan Hamill mocking it. We've got shills attacking fans for saying it's not Star Wars. Like that's a bad thing. Oh yeah, I mean look, God, I think my friend Craig has an Imperial officer's uniform from Rogue One. Okay, that is a role. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, hit the likes. That is a role that you get to play up to the hilt. You get to really be kind of a jackass, and But I'm sorry, resistance versus First Order, lame AF. God, oh my God, and the fact of the matter is, they've got Mark Hamill's son mocking them, and his artwork. I mean, his artwork. He's mocking Disney. Okay, now I would say to him, now here's the deal. With Chapek and Arnold on board, they're gonna try to fix what was broken. Okay, attacking Disney as a whole right now, I think is counterproductive. It's kind of like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Be a polite jackass, all right? But anyway, as far as attacking Disney right now, I think they need to know Galaxy's Edge sucks, but I also think they need to understand that we understand who is behind this. Or Galaxy's Edge in general sucks. The Galactic Cruiser really sucks. Here's the deal. Okay. When you look at what happened, okay, and you're going through the timeline of events, which is, I like to do that, and I like to keep people up to date on that. It was in 2018 or 2019 that one of the Imagineers went on a podcast. He was a former vice president of Imagineering, and he Kojak, come on, man, come here. He basically said that that they had the park all planned out. There was supposed to be a original trilogy and all this. Kennedy came to Iger and said, I think the new fans are more important and we should be forward looking. So Iger said, no, we're going to do it this way. So if you're going to blame anybody, don't blame Bob Chapek, blame her and Bob or Iger. Okay. They're the ones that did this, not Chapek. Chapek might have been the head of the parks, but if Bob Iger walked into his office and said, Bob, I want to change the Galaxy's Edge theme to the sequel trilogy, and I want to change the theme of the hotel to the sequel trilogy. Well, yeah, and I would rather see it, them take some more land up and do the Mandoverse there. Yeah, we have more movies ahead of us than behind us. You sure do, Kathy. You sure do. Uh-huh. I don't see any in the pipeline anymore. I mean, this is just hysterical. So, what I think they should do is they had Tatooine, Hoth, and Endor, and they should just go back and do it. And if they want to do Navarro and maybe Tython, they could add on. All right. And with the Galactic Cruiser, what they need to do is they should probably just make it original trilogy and, you know, let people have fun. You know, get rid of the line dancing, have a cantina. Well, Disneyland might be landlocked, but they should be able to do something there. There's no reason to keep. I mean, look, I was just at Ollie's yesterday. All those Ray figures from, I'm not going to say a lot were sold. I think there might have been some that were sold, but there's still an entire section, at least 3 feet wide by about 4 feet tall, full of Rays from TLJ, and that's 2018, all right, and TFA, that's 2016, okay? They don't sell, and it's time that I think the people involved, I think J.J. Abrams understands, but I also think that J.J. Abrams, with Zaslav coming on to run Discovery Warner or Warner Discovery, whatever they're going to call it, will probably cancel his deal. He has basically said that he is going to make sure that they're under budget. They're not going to spend that much money, but they're going to put good content out. JJ likes to spend a lot of money on trash. He's a trash buyer. Okay, so I think probably that deal's going to go. Hey, Sci-Fi Universe. So we'll see that happen, and that's not Star Wars, but still, it's the Zaslav and Chapek are very, very, very much of the same mind. Okay, and I sent that bit of information, Sci-Fi Universe, to Cameron, and he said he believes it happened. And I think I didn't get any messages back from Doomcock, but I think he knows. He put that out there that meeting did take place, and Arnold very politely told Kennedy to go pound sand. Oh, be nice to the fans. All right, now here's the deal. We still have people at Den of Geek or Den of Nerds and others who are bitching and moaning that the fans are being too opinionated. Then we've got obvious shills who would like anything Star Wars, bad or good, just because it had Star Wars on it. You know, the poop. For all you newbies, I have a way of describing people like that. I call them poo sniffers. Okay? If my dog took a dump out in the backyard, and at the time Disney under Iger stamped Star Wars on it, you'd see the crowd of people like flies on horse dung or a cow patty or dog droppings go over and go, oh, this is the best Star Wars ever. This is so meaning. That's what they do. That's what these two people were doing. Okay. Do they know what good Star Wars is? No. Oh God, Trayla. I was gonna get to that. First off, that was gonna be. Thank you, Dave. That was supposed to be in the parks, and they took Kyle Ron, and the bestest Eva, and moved it to the hotel. They're not. I don't think they're in the parks anymore. They might be, and that's significant because there's a lot more room to make an ass of yourself in that park than there is on that stupid hotel. It's very interesting to me that it was. I mean, I watched it and I was laughing, but then I watched the dancing, and I was laughing. I mean, it's like none of this is Star Wars. If it was a generic cruiser, yeah, sure, and you could have like all different kinds of science fiction characters running around. Have Spock and Kirk and Ripley and hell, you could have Frodo Baggins running around. I mean, it wouldn't matter. But it's supposed to be Star Wars, and it's not. It's not. I mean, when the First Order stormtroopers walk over, and the guy's trying to be funny, I'm looking at him going, I can't just no. Yeah, Trayla. I was just talking about that. Yeah, well, I think it's happening sooner than we think. With the fact that Lin-Wen Brennan. Now, if you guys watched the premiere to uh, to The Rise of Skywalker, Kennedy was there with her sister. They're twins. She has a twin sister. Be afraid. And Lin-Wen Brennan was there. Somebody in the chat in the Star Wars channel chat was like, "Oh my God, they multiply." Because Lin-Wen Brennan looks just like her sister. They look exactly alike, and they were all stoned out of their minds. I mean, Kathy was like, "Hey, hey, hey." She has that stupid look on her face. It's like, she got into Ford's stash and couldn't deal with it. Because I've heard he does some pretty impressive, I mean, some hardcore pot, I mean, but this is just, I mean, it was just horrible. But Lin-Wen Brennan was there. All right, it was like the three of them. It was like a ladies' wine night, or like a retired postmenopausal ladies' wine night. It was really bizarre watching all that. It was like, oh my God. Hello, Grandmaster Jim. I haven't seen you around a lot, so this is great. Anyway, I mean, I'm really just, I was watching that going, but that was Lin-Wen Brennan. She was the other person in that little cabal there. And if I could find, I know I could, if I looked around for the video long enough, I could find it. Hey, Trayla, did you hear me? I see you here, Trayla. But anyway, so she's number 2 at Lucasfilm. Okay, number 2. She's the executive vice president. And she's getting this big Lifetime Achievement Award. And it's very, I think it's a significant thing because hysterical. I was laughing, Trayla. I was really laughing too. It's significant because in Hollywood, apparently, if you get a Lifetime Achievement Award, you're likely leaving. Okay, so we have to remember that. We have to remember that. And I went back and when I redid my Instagram account, that what's his face? Frank Marshall hasn't posted anything more since yesterday, I think, or the day before. But yeah, they're supposed to. What? Today's the 26th. Monday's the last day of February, and they should be wrapping Indy 5 up within a few hours, like between now and Monday. Okay, that's it. So I'm not going to say we're going to hear anything, but it just seems like when Marshall said, "Here we are in the home stretch," that it was sort of a finality thing to it. It was really, it's good to pay attention to subtext, and it's good to pay attention to that kind of thing because it tells you a little bit more about what might be going on in the background. What else is going on? Oh God, Mazarus. I know. I mean, you got put a link to that video in the chat. I don't know, but the way the fans are reacting is not good. And people who've been there already, it's not good. If you're so dumbed down that you look at the embossed sticker on a toilet paper roll and have to brag about that, there's nothing very special about that thing. Okay, when your stateroom is as big as my kitchen island, your suite, it's not that great. I mean, they're supposed to look like ship's bunks, and that's fine. But there should be a little more room. It should feel more like what it's supposed to be. And it's just, I'm sorry, it's just no, and I can't. And, it's cheap. Now, granted, the drinks looked pretty good. And the food didn't look horrible. And because I don't eat a lot, the portions didn't bother me. But it's not worth $6,000 for 2 nights. Thank you. Star cringes. The Titanic. Bob Iger's Titanic. Troy Pacelli made a meme with it, with the thing, and then he put the Titanic on it. There's no $6,000. For $6,000, I better get to shoot to shoot a blaster. I mean, a real fucking blaster. Okay, I better be able to go hunt Imperials or, get into a gunfight with a bounty hunter. Okay, I mean, I better, I mean, I'm not the Jedi. Okay, I want to get into an argument over did you cheat at Sabak? I mean, that's immersive. That's the real thing. Not this. Let's all line dance, everybody. What? And I think the grossest thing. Oh yeah. She goes grab. I mean, it's. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what Trailer was saying was that, and I think I actually saw that one. It's like, what is she doing? What is she? It's just, guys, come on. It's just, this is, yeah, I think everybody's looking. And then Doomcock's rumor that Iger wants to come back. Susan Arnold saying, no, 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 no. Okay. Chapek and Arnold are really actually doing a fine job. So, Iger can sit there and dream, while he's looking for some prostitute on Sunset Boulevard, but he ain't gonna ever get back in Disney. And why would he want to? I mean, maybe to fix what he broke, but he wouldn't know how to do that. All right? I'm sure he thinks, oh, it's fine. It's cheap, tawdry, and asinine. The entire park is. I mean, who wants to go to the Millennium Falcon? It's sitting there waiting for you. No Han Solo, but you get an animatronic Hondo. Okay, and you'll have Brian Young of yeah, Mazurus is right. You'll have Brian Young telling you how great it is, even though it's not. Yeah, well, they don't want him. They don't want any of these people back. I'm just waiting for them. I would like to understand what they can do to get rid of Kennedy. What they can muscle her out. Can they force her out? What are the bylaws? Okay, if she, since the rise of Trash Walker, crossed $1 billion, limped across it, was dragged across it as it died. If that's the only reason why she's still there, that's not a good enough reason. It isn't. I mean, look at this. Everything bad about Galaxy's Edge and the cruiser, the hotel, is Iger's fault and her fault. Okay? They're the two to blame. Period, full stop. All right? Now, we've got a crazy, mixed up world right now. And right now, Ukraine and Russia, I haven't really looked into what's been going on today, but they've been in talks. Apparently, the Russians turned Snake Island into a pile of rubble, which kind of shocked me because they're not trying to blow apart Kiev. Yep, Pensac is right there too. Dave is right there. That really surprised me. I don't think they want to blow up the Ukraine. Okay, it just doesn't. I get yelled at for this, and I got yelled at by a guy who thought he knew more about this stuff than I do. In order to understand your adversary, not that they're your enemy, your opponent, your antagonist, in order to beat them, you have to understand them. Okay? You have to understand them. So what, this is what Star Wars is about. What does the Emperor want? What does Vader want? What does Boba Fett want? Okay. What does Putin want? He wants the deep sea ports, the Black Sea. He wants access. He wants access to all that energy production in the Ukraine. He also doesn't want NATO on his doorstep. Okay. And you guys saw the video I made. You saw the video where I used the NATO video to show these are the people protecting Europe. Divert the tea instead of Patton was replaced by that intern that did that TikTok video. Oh, I know, sci-fi, I know, and we're the ones that get to protect it. No. And oh, by the way, maybe if someone like Putin showed up on their doorstep, they quit being stupid and start finding their balls again. I don't know. I mean, but, this is not a war we need to be part of. I feel sorry for the Ukrainians. But again, it pays to understand the motivations of the enemy. Okay. Anyway, what else? Okay, back to Star Wars. So we got Lin-Wen Brennan getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. We got the hilarity ensuing from the hotel. And, it just, I just feel like something is going to happen. And with Ukraine taking everybody's attention, I have a feeling it's going to happen sooner because of that. Okay? Indy 5's wrap is a big deal. Okay? I want to tell you something. If you saw that picture I posted of Kennedy in a winter jacket, it's 85 degrees out. Okay? Same jacket she was wearing last June up in the chilly north of England. Is it photoshopped? Why, if not, why is she wearing the jacket? And if you look at her, she doesn't, it's the edges of her image are not, they don't seem right to me. So why Photoshop that? It's just, there's a mystery about this picture. I don't know what it is. And maybe I'm making too much of it, but it is worth wondering about. Well, I mean, the Germans and the Brits can get back into it. As far as I'm concerned, that's, hey, you know what? We've spent over 100 years carrying Europe's water for them. They watched millions of their young men get plowed under, and they still haven't fucking figured it out. You know, all that good, solid DNA gone because these people can't figure it out. And what's left can't figure it out. You know, it's like, no mas, I'm not even. I think it would be very good for Putin to make a big deal about Klaus Schwab. He's the leader of the World Economic Forum, and he is a bad man. I think he should ask out loud, what are these people doing in Davos, Switzerland? Who the hell are they to tell us what we can and can't do? Okay, there are people in the world, and it's very interesting. All of these globalists are horrified by what's going on. Okay, they were horrified by Donald Trump too. Why? Because he knew what they were. And a lot of people do. And you want to know who's on their side? The Chinese. So Putin is friends with the Chinese, but the Chinese are not his friends. Doesn't that make any sense? I'm going to tell you this right now. You go back and you look at the Russian, you look at the Soviet, German, the Nazi-Soviet pact before the Germans marched into Poland. Okay? It's the same thing right there. It is the same exact thing. So I think the ally stuff going on between the Germans or the Russians and the Chinese is not for long. That's just me. Okay, I just don't. History has a very long, big window, and she tends to, if not repeat directly, rhyme. Okay. And we don't learn from it. We learn the wrong lessons from it. But anyway, I just want to sit here and hang out with you guys and talk about this Galactic Hotel and the fact that we are now getting yelled at by shells because we think it's stupid and lame. But it is stupid and lame. How can you look at yourself? I mean, if you go and watch that movie, that video that May's put in the comments, how can you go and watch that and think anything good that was good? I'd just be getting drunk. I'd be like, I'm gonna spend 2 days trashed off my ass and leave with a hangover and try not to remember what I was ever here. That was 2 days of their lives wasted. They could have gone to the mountains. You know, they could have gone to Colorado and hiked around Telluride, or, you know, Wyoming and hiked around the Wind Rivers, or the Grand Tetons, but no. They went to this place that was phony AF. They didn't get anything that they were really promised, and they thought they had a blast. You know, but we're the bad guys for saying the emperor has no clothes. But again, the person who tells the truth is the one that's always the bad guy, all right? He's always the one that gets the most shit. Remember that, okay? Remember that. Anyway, it's 1:47, and I'm gonna rock and relax a little bit before I get dressed. Oh, by the way, you can actually rent A Man Called Horse on demand, and I would suggest everybody here watch it, because after watching it, I realized they literally lifted images and stories out of that for the Book of Boba Fett. Okay, if I hear one more person say it's Dances with Wolves, I'm gonna say, you don't know anything about movies. You are ignorant. This is stupid. Okay, it's a good movie too. All right, The only problem I had with it was the Sundance ceremony wasn't done correctly. It's a cyclical ceremony, and it should only happen around June 21st, 22nd, the longest day of the year. Okay, and they used it in a very fictionalized way, and I was like, but you get the gist of what the most brutal part of it was, and they didn't use the buffalo needles, the skewers. They used these little animal claws. I freaked out. It was gross. I'm like, oh my god. But yeah. So get that movie, watch it, and then you'll go, okay, now I get it now. Okay. Anyway, I gotta rock, and you guys be good, have fun, and I'll see you guys around the galaxy. Behave. Remember to share, like, and subscribe if you haven't, and share this out so people get to see it. And remember, I have a new Instagram account. It's at Stephanie at the Cantina. That's it. I'll see you guys around the galaxy. Bye bye.